Welcome back to the English Lessons for All podcast.
Hello, everyone. It's great to have you with us again.
Today, George, we're talking about something really important in our busy lives, something many people find challenging.
I think I know what you mean, Emma. Are we talking about staying focused?
Exactly. Staying focused throughout the day. It feels like everywhere we look, there are distractions.
Absolutely. With smartphones, emails, social media notifications, it's easy for our minds to wander.
It really is. And being able to focus is so important, isn't it? For studying, for work, even for just enjoying a conversation or a hobby.
Definitely. When you can focus well, you can get more done, learn faster, and feel less stressed.
That's true. When I can't focus, I feel like I'm busy all day, but don't actually finish anything important.
Me too. It's a very common problem in today's world. Our brains are constantly getting new information, and it trains us to switch our attention quickly.
Right, so in this episode, we want to help you improve your ability to focus. We'll talk about what focus is and why it's difficult sometimes.
We'll also look at some practical ways, some simple things you can try to improve your concentration every day.
Yes, practical tips you can start using immediately. Things like managing interruptions or planning your time.
And, of course, as always on this podcast, we will introduce and explain some useful English vocabulary related to this topic.
Vocabulary like distraction, procrastination, attention span, and words related to the tips we'll share, like time blocking or workspace.
Great! So whether you're a student trying to concentrate on your books, or you're working from home with many things competing for your attention, we hope this episode will be helpful.
Yes, our goal is to give you some tools and some language to talk about and improve your focus. So, are you ready to dive in?
I'm ready. Let's try to focus on focus today.
Good one, George. So coming up next, we'll talk more about what focus means and what gets in the way of it. Stay with us.
All right, Emma, so we're talking about staying focused. But let's start by defining it. What does it actually mean to be focused?
That's a great question, George. To be focused means you are giving all, or most, of your attention to one thing. You're concentrating on a specific task or activity, and you're not letting your mind wander to other things.
Yes. So when you're reading a book, and you're really into the story, and you don't notice anything else around you, that's being focused.
Exactly. Or, when you're working on a project, and you're completely absorbed in it, you forget about time. That's focus. It's about directing your mental energy towards one goal.
Okay, I understand what it is. But it feels like it's getting harder and harder to be focused these days. There's so much happening around us.
You're absolutely right. And that brings us to the next part of our discussion. The obstacles. What stops us from focusing? There are many things, both inside us and outside us.
Inside us, like feeling tired or hungry?
Yes, exactly. Physical needs are big obstacles. If you're tired, hungry, or even uncomfortable, it's very hard to concentrate. Your body is telling you it needs something else. Also, things like stress, worrying about problems, or just feeling bored can make it almost impossible to focus.
True. My mind starts jumping to other thoughts. What about outside of us?
The external obstacles. These are probably the ones we think of most often. The biggest one for many people today is digital distractions.
My phone. That little notification sound. Beep. And suddenly I want to check my messages or social media.
Precisely. That phone alert, an email popping up, a new message notification. These are all examples of a quote, distraction. A distraction is anything that takes your attention away from what you are trying to focus on. It pulls your mind in another direction.
So, a loud noise outside could also be a distraction?
Yes, totally. Noise, people talking around you, a messy workspace. Even just things you see in your environment can be distractions if they make your mind wander.
It sounds like distractions are everywhere.
They really are. And these distractions often lead to something else we want to talk about. Procrastination. Have you heard this word?
Procrastination. Yes, I think so. It's when you put things off. You delay doing something you should do.
That's exactly right. Procrastination is delaying or postponing a task, often because you don't want to do it, or maybe it feels too big. Instead of starting the important task, you find other things to do, often distractions.
Ah, I see. Like, I need to write an important email, but instead I decide to clean my desk or watch a funny cat video.
Haha, the cat video is a classic example of procrastination fueled by digital distraction. It's very common, so please don't feel bad if you do this sometimes. We all do. It's about understanding why and finding ways to manage it.
Okay, so we have internal obstacles like tiredness and stress, external obstacles like noise and phones, and these lead to distractions and sometimes procrastination.
Exactly. And how long we can resist these distractions and stay focused is sometimes called our attention span.
Attention span. So it's like the length of time I can pay attention to one thing?
Exactly. Some people have a naturally longer attention span than others, and it can also change depending on the task or how you're feeling. If something is very interesting, your attention span might be longer. If you're tired, it might be shorter.
So when people say, oh, I have a short attention span, it means they find it difficult to focus on one thing for a long time.
Yes, that's what they mean. But the good news is, like a muscle, you can train your focus and potentially improve your attention span. It takes practice.
That's good to know. So understanding what focus is and identifying the obstacles, the distractions, the procrastination, thinking about our attention span, this helps us see the challenge clearly.
It really does. Knowing what is stopping you is the first step to finding ways to overcome it. And that's what we're going to talk about next. Practical strategies and tips you can use every day to help you stay focused and productive. Okay, so tip number 1 is something called time blocking. Have you heard of this, George?
I have. It sounds a bit technical, but it's actually quite simple. A time block is basically scheduling specific blocks of time for specific tasks. Like putting appointments in your calendar, but for your work or study.
That's right. Instead of having a long to-do list and just trying to fit things in, you decide, from 9 to 10 a.m., I will work on this report. Or, from 2 to 3 p.m., I will study English vocabulary. You're literally blocking out time in your day just for that one thing.
And the key is, during that time block, you focus only on that task. It helps you protect your time from other things trying to creep in.
Exactly. It gives structure to your day and reduces that feeling of, where do I start or what should I do next? You've already decided.
I try to do this especially for big projects. I find if I don't schedule specific time blocks for writing or preparing lessons, other things always take priority.
Me too, it requires discipline, but it really works. Okay, so that's time blocking. Our next tip is about minimizing interruptions. We talked about external distractions, like our phones.
Ah, yes. The constant buzzing and pinging. Those are notifications, aren't they?
They are. A notification is an alert on your phone or computer that tells you something new has happened. You got an email, someone liked your photo, there's a news update, and each one pulls your attention away.
And once your attention is gone, it's hard to get it back to what you were doing. It takes time to refocus.
Yes, it does. So a simple but powerful strategy is to turn off or mute your notifications during times when you need to focus. Put your phone on silent, close unnecessary tabs on your computer.
Or even put your phone in another room. Out of sight, out of mind. I find that really helps.
That's a great idea, George. It's about creating a good environment. Which brings us to another point, your workspace. Your workspace is the place where you work or study.
So it could be a desk at home, a table in a library, or even just a specific chair.
Exactly. And keeping your workspace tidy and organized can really help your focus. A messy desk can be a visual distraction. Make sure you have everything you need there before you start: your books, pens, water, so you don't have to get up and look for things.
That makes sense. A calm environment helps create a calm mind ready to focus.
Absolutely. Okay, 2 more quick tips. The first is setting small goals. If you have a very big task, like writing an essay, it can feel overwhelming and make it hard to start. Break it down into smaller steps.
So instead of write essay, it's research topic for 30 minutes, then write introduction paragraph, then outline body paragraphs. Each small step feels achievable.
Yes, and completing each small step gives you a little feeling of success, which motivates you to continue. It helps you stay focused on the immediate task, not the giant mountain you have to climb.
That's very helpful. And the final tip you mentioned earlier is about taking breaks.
Yes, this might seem strange. Wait, I need to focus. Why would I stop? But our brains aren't designed to focus intensely for hours and hours without stopping. Taking short, regular breaks actually helps you maintain focus over a longer period.
Like standing up and stretching, walking around for 5 minutes, getting a drink, just stepping away from the work.
Exactly. It allows your brain to rest and recharge. When you come back, you'll find it easier to concentrate again. Many people use techniques like the Pomodoro technique, where you work intensely for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break.
Yes, I've heard of that. So, to summarize these practical tips, use time blocking to schedule your focus time, minimize interruptions by turning off notifications and tidying your workspace, break big tasks into small goals, and remember to take regular breaks.
Perfect summary, George. None of these are magic cures, but when you use them consistently, they can make a big difference in your ability to focus. So we've covered quite a bit today on staying focused. We started by talking about what focus is and identifying things that get in the way, like internal distractions such as tiredness or external ones like notifications on your phone. We learned words like distraction, procrastination, and attention span.
Right, and then we moved on to practical strategies. We talked about time blocking, planning specific times for tasks, minimizing interruptions by turning off those notifications, setting small, manageable goals instead of feeling overwhelmed, and of course, taking regular breaks to refresh your mind, like my walk example.
These are all tools you can use. Don't feel like you have to do everything at once. The best way to start improving your focus is often to pick just one strategy we talked about and try it for a week. Maybe you decide to turn off notifications during focused work time. Or perhaps you'll try setting a timer and working on one task for just 25 minutes. See how it feels.
Yes, experimentation is key. And as you try these techniques, this is a perfect opportunity to practice your English. Try using the new vocabulary we introduced today: distraction, time block, attention span, procrastination, notification, workspace.
You can also practice by talking about your own experiences with focus in English. Think about what distracts you. How do you try to stay focused? What helps you concentrate? You can write it down, speak to a language partner, or even just think about it in English. This helps connect the language to your real life.
Absolutely. It makes the vocabulary and phrases stick better when you use them to describe your own challenges and successes. Staying focused is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. Be patient with yourself.
That's great advice, George. We hope today's episode has given you some useful ideas and vocabulary to help you stay sharp throughout your day. Thank you so much for listening and joining us for this episode of
English Learning for Adults. We love having you with us.
We really do. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend who is also learning English. And remember, you can find the transcript and vocabulary list for this episode on our website.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and try out one of those focus tips. Goodbye, everyone.